What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over some pretty awesome news from the Japanese side of One Piece Treasure Cruise about a brand new 6-star plus character arriving very soon to the Japanese server. Now, it is kind of weird that we are getting another 6 plus straight away, considering that Judge only just super evolved a couple of days ago, and we're already getting information on a brand new 6 plus that is most likely going to be arriving at the start of July. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down his brand new captain ability and special ability of Legend Magellan. So I'd like to introduce you guys to the brand new super evolution for Magellan, Hell's Warden. This guy here is going to maintain his previous color being a Dex character, and he is also still maintaining his class as being a striker and a shooter character. Currently, as of right now, we do not know his maximum statistics, so once we get his full statistics, I will put it in the description down below so you guys know exactly, because his statistics are actually pretty important in terms of what he does with his captain ability and his special ability. Now, he obviously, as a 6-star plus character, is going to become a 65 cost character, and he obviously already has 5 socket spots. So let's talk about the most important part with any super evolution, being the captain ability and the special ability. The super evolution for Magellan's captain ability has slightly changed. What it does right now, as it will go ahead and boost all characters' attack by 2.25 and all characters' HP by 1.5 times, which is the exact same as before, but you only get this boost if you have one of every color on your crew. So this is the exact same as the previous 6-star Magellan, and also at the end of each turn, he cuts all enemies' HP by 15%. So that also is the exact same as the previous Magellan. However, there is now an additional effect that states that if you have dealt over 300,000 damage in regular attacks, so this does not account for any special abilities that you activate, this only accounts for any, good, great, or perfect attack that you deal, and if you deal over 300,000 damage, you will deal 50 times this character's attack as AoE damage to all enemies, and that is a pretty nice buff to his captain ability. It would have been nice if they added a little bit of a higher multiplier. 2.25 is extraordinarily weak in terms of, just a regular multiplier in terms of the other legends, but the fact that they give you, the health cut at the end of each turn, and if you do end up dealing 300,000 tap damage, then you will go ahead and deal 50 times his attack to all enemies. Now, again, this really is a little bit hard to determine how good this is going to be, because we don't know how much exact attack power this guy actually has as of this current time. But if we take into consideration the attack power of the previous Magellan, so the regular 6-star Magellan with max limit break and max cotton candies, he has 1899 attack, and if you go ahead and deal 50 times his attack to all enemies, you're dealing about 95,000 damage to all enemies. So I would imagine he might get a little bit of buff, so it's probably just going to be just under 100,000 damage to all enemies. So this is a very good buff, in my personal opinion, to Magellan. He now allows you to deal AoE damage just with end of turn damage dealing, which is actually a really nice buff. As I mentioned before, he is still kind of weak as a captain, but the fact that you kind of have the ability to deal end of turn damage and end of turn health cut, that's the kind of way that they want you to use Magellan, just to kind of cheese your way through the content slowly, but you are going to eventually do it, slowly but steadily, just chipping away at the enemy's HP, kind of like what he does with his special ability. So in terms of special cooldown, the special ability does not change at all. It starts initially at 19, going down to 14, and with limit break it goes down to 13 turns, but the actual effect itself does have a really nice buff. So it will go ahead and inflict toxic to all enemies, which, if you guys don't know, it's essentially poison but more powerful poison, and it starts off at 50 times this character's attack, and it will keep stacking up 50 times his attack at the end of each turn, all the way up to 3 million damage. So that is the buff from his previous version, where previously the toxic would only go up to 2 million damage. Now it is a 3 million damaging special ability with his toxic. On top of the toxic, he recovers 13 times his recovery at the end of each turn for the next 3 turns, which is the exact same as the previous version. And there is an additional little effect that states if enemies are inflicted with toxic, he will go ahead and delay all enemies for 1 turn. So if we look at the statistics for the previous Magellan, he maxes out at 391 recovery with limit break. When you add candies, which you should be doing, attack and recovery on this character, he has 491 recovery. When you go ahead and use his special ability, healing 13 times his recovery, you're going to be healing about 6400, 6300 HP for the next 3 turns. So he's probably going to be getting a slight buff to that. So I would say it's going to be around about between 6500 and 7000 heal for the next 3 turns when you activate the special ability. And they also add the additional effect of delaying. I'm not really too sure why they added this specific effect to delay, because Magellan with the healing capabilities didn't really need to delay the enemy. I think it's kind of strange because it just kind of adds a different ability where it kind of opens you up for more interrupts to happen. So in my personal opinion, I think it would have been better if they kind of would have switched this out maybe for damage reduction. I feel like that would have been much more, you know, utilized a lot more rather than just delaying the enemy. But overall, I hope to God that they go ahead and inflict the toxic first, and then they check to see if you can delay the enemy next. Because as El Chatter was talking to me about it in the Discord, it would be really stupid if they tried to check to see if the enemy was toxic first to add the delay before you actually toxic the enemy. That would be completely stupid. So I would imagine it toxics first, then you're guaranteed to get the delay off. Obviously, hoping that the enemy doesn't have any kind of debuff protector or poison protector or delay protector. So obviously this character has had a straight buff. You do not need the 6-star version of Magellan anymore. He's a straight up buff to his previous 6-star version, and honestly I feel like he could have been a little bit stronger. His captain ability, as I mentioned before, should have been a little bit of a higher multiplier. His toxic, really nice that it goes up to 3 million. It would have been nice if it stacked up a little bit quicker, but still in comparison to every other toxic dealer in the game, Magellan, it just completely destroys every other toxic dealer in the game right now. So yeah, Magellan is still going to be used a lot for clearing mobs with high defense, low HP, but it is a really nice buff, and I am kind of glad that they did give Magellan a buff. There are still quite a lot of 6-star characters that do need super evolutions in the game, namely, you know, Strength Akainu, Legend Marco, Corazon, Log Luffy. There are still quite a lot of legends in the game that do need their 6+, but it is nice that they are supporting some of the older legends in the game. So if you guys have Magellan, definitely look forward to being able to super evolve this character very, very soon on the Japanese version of One Piece Treasure Cruise. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.